Hello, everybody. Joe Marquez here again, your friendly neighborhood tech coach, to showcase for you another one of my favorite tools that gamifies assessment at a moment's notice. And this tool is called Quizizz. Quizizz is fantastic. It allows for you, the teacher, to create a quiz in multiple question types from assessments you already have, or creating them from scratch, or grabbing small bits and pieces of questions from other people who have created quizzes. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase for you how to create a quiz from scratch, how to create a quiz from a material you may already have, and then how to share that with your students in a live gamified format. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look. So we're going to be looking at two screens. This screen right here is going to be the teacher screen, and this screen over here is going to be the student screen. So I'm going to show you how to create your quiz and get it ready, and then push it out to our student screen, either using Google Classroom or just an easy bookmarked URL. So let's go ahead and get started. So this is the screen you would come to when you go to Quizizz.com. You're just going to log in with your Google account. So just select login with Google, select your name, and then you're just going to jump on in right away. So here you are in your teacher screen. This is the free version, so I'm not going to show you the bells and whistles of the pay version, because I want you to know that you can do all this stuff in the free version. So first I'm going to show you how to create a section from scratch. So we're just going to go to the regular assessment tool. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Notice you can create like a slide deck kind of interactive question tool if you wanted to. You can create an interactive video where you can grab a video from YouTube and have questions added to it as well. There is a way to do reading comprehension on passages or media, but that is in the pay version. So I'm going to go ahead and select assessment. When you have assessment, it's going to ask you, do you already have an assessment, a physical copy of a test that you normally give that you would like them to convert? We're going to do that in a minute. There is some really great AI features here, but we're not going to cover it here in this first tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead and select create from scratch. So when I select it, here is the secret sauce. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to just type in a subject that I want to quiz my students on. So I'm going to go ahead and type in ancient Egypt, and I'm going to search all the quizzes that have already been created by educators all across the world on this topic. You notice that on these topics we have the different grade levels and topics that we're going to be covering. So if you're a 6th grade teacher, a 5th grade teacher, a combo teacher, it shows you the type of question and the grade level that it's supposed to get to. If you want, you can filter by grade level by coming down and only bringing up 4th or 3rd grade questions if you want. And you can also filter by subjects. But I'm going to go ahead and go to this one. And let's say that this quiz has some questions you do like. Instead of starting from scratch, you can go, oh, I like this question, add it. That's added to your quiz. You're like, oh, I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Ooh, but I like that one. It's added to your quiz. Let's say that these are the only ones from this quiz that you like, so you can go on to this next quiz and find the ones that you like. Oh, I like this one, and so on and so forth, until you build a quiz based upon all the different questions that you found by doing this kind of a search. This is what I love to do. Educators all across the world have been adding to the question bank, and a lot of times they are also linked to a standard, a state standard, and so forth, so you can definitely utilize those as well. So I wanted to show you that that's the easiest way to grab a quiz if you wanted to. Another way that you can do this, and I'm just going to exit out this one and start again from scratch so you can take a look, is you can just search. Maybe it's a Monday, or it's towards the end of the day on a Friday, and you just went over ancient Egypt. You don't have time to go and find all these questions. Let's come in here and just type it in here. So here we go, ancient Egypt. I'm going to select it. Here we go. Let's say you just want to quiz about 1 to 10 questions. Let's say it is for a 5th grade level, and then let's say the subject is going to be on social studies. It's going to bring up all of those right there. Here's one that is suitable for 5th and 6th grade students. Let's say you like it. Boom, we're good to go. All you do is hit start now. and then you can go ahead and start that quiz, right? I'm going to show you once we get started how to start the quiz, but I just wanted to show you that you can get a quiz that's already pre-made from a teacher. You can go and just go back through and make sure this is what you want. Maybe you do want to edit some of the questions. You can select copy and edit. So you can come in and edit some of these questions just by selecting here. And then when you're done, you just hit publish. And now that quiz is ready to go for you to use. And you're right there. And again, we'll go over some of this AI stuff later on a later recording. I just wanted to show you again. You can get a quiz from somebody else. You can get questions from somebody else. But now I want to show you how you can upload and transform. All right, so I'm going to come here. I'm going to import a sheet. Now this accepts PDFs, PowerPoints, Google Docs, Word docs, even images. Anything with questions on it, it will accept. So I'm going to go over here and just say upload from my device. Here's an Egyptian test that I already have on a PDF. I select it. It's going to go through that entire PDF. It's going to ask from that PDF, how many questions do you want? I'm going to go ahead and select 10. I'm going to select the grade, or the subject. This is going to be social studies. I'm going to select the grade. I want the question types to be at a 5th grade level. It'll make sure that it's writing those questions at that 5th grade level. And I'm going to select generate quiz. And so again, what we did here was we grabbed a PDF that was a normal quiz. Maybe it's something that you printed out and they were going to fill in the blanks, or you printed it out and it had multiple choice and they just had to bubble it in. That's what it's doing here. It is taking that document and turning it into an interactive quiz. And so that's what it's doing right here. Now, as it's doing this, I wanted to show you, it's almost done. As it's doing this, I wanted to show you this other thing that Quizizz has, and that is how do you push it out to the students, right? So I'm going to go to my library. We already created a quiz right over here. Here's our ancient Egypt quiz. It's all ready to go. And I'm going to select play. I want it to be live. Here, that means we want to play it now together. And so it's going to push this out to your students' devices. So I'm going to select live quiz. And it's going to ask, how do you want to push this out? As classic mode, that's the one that I use 95% of the time. That's where the questions and options appear right on the student's device. And they get to move at their own pace. If they can answer the questions quickly, they move forward more quickly during the quiz. You could always do the instructor pace. That is where the question appears on your screen projected up at the front, and then the possible answers appear on the student screens, but when they select the answer, they have to wait until you've talked about the question and then move on. That would be instructor pace. So I'm going to go ahead and select classic mode. And here's some other options for you to take a look at. Do you want the students to just do this once, or when they're done, they look at their score and they can attempt it again? I'm going to keep it at unlimited. I don't mind my students going back through and trying to get a better score. Hey, if they want to take the quiz twice, who am I to say no? Redemption questions. This is if they missed a question, if they want to go back before the quiz is over and try it again. Again, this is good for formative, but if you're trying to assess the class on what they know right then and there, you might want to turn that off. And then strike and shield, these are things where kids are using gamified things. I keep that turned off for now. And I'm going to go ahead and hit start. All right, so here we are. The game is starting. Now, you could push this out via Google Classroom, but I don't think you really have to. Let me show you what we're going to do. So all the students need to go to is joinmyquiz.com. Now, let me show you on the student side what we would do. We would have the kids come up here to the Omnibox right up to the top, and they would type in joinmyquiz.com, right? Joinmyquiz.com. Boom. And it takes them to this page right here. I would say to have your students come up here to the top on their Chrome browser and select this star right here. This star added to their bookmarks bar will now be a new button right there on their bookmark bar. And so whenever you do a Quizizz quiz now, you just have them select that. Well, let me show you. I'm going to exit. They click here. and they don't even have to worry about where to go. They click that button and boom, it's there. It will always be there when they log into their Chromebook. And now all you do is share with your students this quiz. You tell the students, okay, on that page, you're going to type in 762816. And so that's what the students do. Come right over here. 762816. As the kids are joining, they put in their name. I always recommend first name, last initial. That is it. Don't have them put any nicknames or anything like that. First name, last initial, and go ahead and hit start. For younger kids, you might want to show them that if they select this, it'll read the questions to them. If they're still emerging readers, they might want to do that. But I'm going to go ahead and keep that turned off. And there we go. So now we have the quiz. It's ready to go. It is now going to wait for me, the teacher. Now I'm going to show you the two screens so you can see how this works. So right here again, you have the teacher screen. Right over here, you have the student screen. As the teacher, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. And then now the quiz is going. Here we go. I'm going to turn this volume down just a little bit. There we go. And so what we're going to do here, we can see they're getting the answers right, and you can see as the students are answering the questions, you can see the progress bar moving off to the side over here, which is really, really neat. And so as we're coming in, you can see over here on the student side of the screen, or the teacher side of the screen, you can see that I can see all my students' names coming in, and I can see their score, and green means they're getting them correct. I can even come right over here to the question type and see those questions, which ones are getting answered correctly and which ones are not being answered correctly. And it's all happening in real time. You can see the class accuracy moving up, moving down as the students are answering the question. And you can drill in not only to the students' overall score, but also to the questions' overall score as you're going through it. Quizizz for me is one of those great tools that students say, hey, I didn't even know I was being assessed, because it's really gamified. If this is something that you and your team would like to know more about, please reach out to me. I will come and I will help you. I will create one of these games for you based upon your content. We can play it around with the students, and then we can do some amazing things together with Quizizz. Yes, there's lots of great Quizizz AI things as well, but that will be for another episode of TechFlix. Have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day.